Good. So, I don't remember who's the chair of this committee.
It's
So,
me, it's me.
it's you.
It's me,
Okay.
it's me.
Great, great.
Yeah.
So maybe you have prepared some argument to discuss for us today.
Yes, let me share the screen. Just a moment. Oops. Okay, the moment.
We see your desktop.
So can you see it?
Yes.
Yes, I had some thoughts about traveling and transport in cislunar space, what you have called last meeting a space-to-space transport.
Yeah,
So
very interesting.
if you look at the sketch, you see the necessary flight tracks between Earth orbit, lunar orbit, and the Lagrangian points L4 and L5. And
Yeah.
for these flight tracks, I have thought about models or about special designs for spacecraft we can use. Like the Apollo missions, it would take 3 to 4 days to travel to the moon and to the Lagrange points. The average distance is about 384,000 kilometers. Hi, Ghanim.
We have Ghanim.
Yes, hi, Ghanim.
Hello, hi Werner. How
Hello.
are you? Hi
Yes,
all.
oh, thank you, thank you, thank you.
Hello.
So I continue.
Yes, we just
If,
have started to talk about that. So maybe you can restart, Werner, for Ghanim.
yes, of course, I have some ideas about traveling and transport in cislunar space, the so-called space-to-space transport, which Adriano had mentioned at our last meeting. So you see here the flight tracks between Earth orbit, lunar orbit, and the Lagrange points L4 and L5. Like the Apollo missions, it would take approximately 3 to 4 days to travel to the moon and to the Lagrange points. The average distance is about 384,000 kilometers. Of course, every distance you see here. So for human transport, I have a sketch of a space cruiser for cislunar space. It would be assembled in Earth orbit and it would be made of prefabricated modules. A length is about 100 meter and about 67 meter in diameter. It is designed for a crew of 6 and for about 18 passengers. Now you see 1, 2, 3 rotating modules. Each has a length of 16 meters and 7 meters in diameter. The rotation radius is about 30 meters and it will have half the so-called Earth's gravity, 0.5 g. We have main engines, and we have also some engines on the other side for the counter thrust. Here is the module where some other spacecraft would be able to dock, or you can also dock to a space station in Earth orbit or in lunar orbit or on the Lagrangian points. So here you see a few And those are the rotating modules, which may simulate gravity, about 50% of the Earth's gravity. So the second idea is for cargo transport in cislunar space, we would use standardized modules and automatic robotic space tugs. You can see here the space tug. It's very simple, I think, and it can, of course, have one or two cylindrical cargo ships and modules. And it is also able to catch orbital debris. And also, small near-Earth asteroids can be caught with a modified space tug, like it's here in this picture. I think it will be able to catch near-Earth asteroids and other things up to approximately a small diameter of maybe 9 or 10 meters at maximum. So that's my first sketches about this theme, and I'm working on it, and I will continue the work in the next weeks and months. So this is a short overview on my current work. Thank you.
Wow. Quite interesting.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I think that maybe the first thing we could discuss is being these transport means going around on a distance of 2 or 3 days.
Yeah.
If really we want to have the requirement of the rotation for the simulated gravity, I don't know. Is a question mark. Is not it's not an objection. It's just
yes. I think if you go to the moon with other people, you will have to have some hotel for them for the 4 days. And so I think it would be useful to have simulated gravity. I think.
Yeah, for the hotel, of course. Yes, yes.
Yeah.
I have a question.
Yes.
Werner, yeah, if I just want to visualize better the rotation. So now the rotation is actually happening over the propulsion axis, let's call it.
Yes, yes. Yes, it is rotating like this. If you see the cursor, it's rotating like this.
In this case, the centrifugal force will be variable actually over the surface of the habitable cylinders, which means that you will need to have the cylinders itself rotating as well, so that we can have the the habitable cylinders, like we have a floor basically, right?
No, I think this will be not necessary, because you have always here the simulated gravity. It's always the same gravity. Oh, sorry. So of course, yes. So it's rotating like this, and you have always here, and here the same simulated gravity.
Okay. Yeah.
Of course, you can slightly increase the simulation, or you can slightly decrease the simulation, of course. If you come near to the moon, you can maybe slower rotate them, for example. Okay.
And
Werner,
why? Yeah.
go on.
Yes. Okay.
Final question.
Yeah.
Why did you choose to have those links? I mean, why you didn't choose to have an entire cylinder rotating around itself?
It's also possible, but if you approach to a space station, you have to let me say to
have a smaller structure, not such a big
yes, yes,
Yeah.
yes,
Yeah.
mass.
And if you, those 3 units, if they were actually part of a continuous ring all the way around, it'd be a lot more expensive.
Yes, it would be a lot more expensive. And
Okay, so
I
you
think
could,
it is not necessarily at the beginning of
no,
this
no.
concept.
Yes. Okay, so there are 2 ways that you can have different levels of G in those outer modules. One is by rotating them faster, and
Yes.
the other would be to have longer connectors to the central hub. So what do you expect the rotation
I think about 4 round per minute.
4 per
It's
minute?
about 4 round per minute, approximately.
Yeah, I mean that's acceptable. So it should be okay. Okay. The other question though is, instead of those 3 units being cylinders, admittedly it's easier to make them that way. If they were rectangular in cross section, even
It's
square,
also possible. It's also
you
possible.
might have two floors or even more. You would have much more efficient use of the floor area,
Yes,
because
maybe, but it is
out at the side where the walls are really curved, that would be difficult.
yes, but the cylindrical form is an advantage for launching from Earth. You know?
Yes, of course.
So this is
The,
the consideration.
the other aspect, the other possibility is, of course, if the modules were inflatable. There's a lot of work at the moment being done on inflatable units, which would actually, when in their final version, would be stronger than steel, which is quite amazing.
Yes, but I think there is one problem, that you need, of course, a stiff flooring. So the levels,
Well, for only half a G,
I think the floor level,
I mean the
must be
yes.
rigid. It
Yes.
must be rigid. Yeah.
No, but that can be achieved with inflatable units. There's some work, I think, by Fast Space and also Sierra Space. They've done some quite amazing work, and even producing ground-based test models.
Yes, the models themselves would be possible of inflated elements, but there is a lot of installations which are very,
which have to be
very
done once they've
very
been
complicated.
inflated. Yes, I know.
So this is the problem.
Yes, whereas something like Skylab could be launched, but fully kitted out.
For example. So I think I would prefer rigid modules, because we have now launchers which we can use, like SpaceX launchers and so on. We have I think.
Is
I think we have many possibilities in the future
Yeah,
for
course, 'cause
rigid modules.
yeah,
You can maybe also reuse some some rocket stages that are lost in orbit to recover them and use them as the modules.
Yeah, this would be. I think this would be more expensive than if we
Yeah, maybe.
make
Maybe.
new modules.
yeah.
It's possible. Maybe it is possible, but it would be more expensive and more complicated, I think, than to make new new models.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry, maybe you already said it, but my attention was not only here because I was also looking at something else. Which materials are you thinking? Aluminum
I think aluminum.
Okay.
Aluminum is a very advanced material, and I think we could, at the first stage, use aluminum elements.
Yeah.
Another question is the center axis. Does
Yeah.
it rotate or not, or it is a rotating joint here?
If you look at the sketch,
Yes.
rotating are just these two links and the modules with these small elements where you can ascend up to the modules. And of course, this is not rotating. This is not rotating.
But it is since it is pressurized anyway, so we
This is
need
pressurized. Yeah,
sealing.
it is pressurized, of course.
We need a sealing system for the rotating part.
Yes, I have developed such it is called I can show you next meeting. It is a so-called rotary seal.
Yeah.
And if you,
with a liquid.
With a liquid. Okay.
If you want to walk from the central arm to the peripheral modules, you have to stop the rotation.
No, you can go upstairs here, and if you think of the rotation, it is here very slow, of course, and you
so
can, of course,
there is a moment in which the doors are
yes, are open,
so you can
and
walk.
you can upstairs.
Yeah, like in a
you
sliding.
can climb upstairs.
Yeah, I see. Like in a sliding doors.
Yes.
I see. Yeah, good idea. And okay, so but where is the how can I call it, the pilot, the pilot room? Where is it?
It's here. It is.
Okay.
I can make it a little bigger.
It is in microgravity.
Yes, it is in microgravity.
Okay, I see. Okay.
But anyway, you could put it. You could also pilot from the modules, from the rotating modules.
Yes, you can. Yes, you can. Of course, yeah. Because
I think during docking and undocking and such maneuver, yes, you need to be.
Yes, you need to be here. You need to be here when you are docking here. Of course.
But during a cruise phase, probably
if the pilot is sleeping, he can, of course, go upstairs to the modules to sleep, for example.
But you could have a cockpit in a module anyway to be
small
used only
cockpit,
during the cruise phase. Okay, it's not. I don't think it's a problem.
I think it's an original design, and nobody made something like that so far, I think.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes.
And you have only one docking port.
Yes, it's this one.
But
It's this one because on the other side there are the main engines.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So hey, of course you have just one docking port. Of course you could make some here and here elements for
Yeah, because probably at least
docking.
another docking port for also for backup for safety reasons maybe is needed. But you can
Yes,
put
yes,
you can put on the side. Yes, it's not
on the side, on the side.
Mm.
Yes, but this is of course the main docking port.
Yeah.
Yes, but I'm working on this, and I will draw some details in the next month, and I can inform you in the. I think in the next meeting, I can show you some sketches of some details of
Great.
the construction of the construction.
You know what is my concern about your rotating designs, that
Yeah.
you always make it too small, so so it needs to rotate
Yeah.
fast. So my question will be, can you make it a little bit larger than so it will not cost very much more to make it.
I'm not sure, but when you go, I think to Mars or beyond, of course you can, of course you can make it bigger, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, but
It is the first step. It is the first step, you know.
I am just talking about the dimension of the ring, you know, of the let's call it ring, even if it's not. But however, that one. I think it could be maybe a little bit larger without.
Yes, it can larger, but I think this is it is the first. Let me call it prototype.
Yes.
If you want.
Of course.
It is a prototype. And then you can make it larger, of course, in the next centuries or in the next decades.
You can also you could maybe make the tubes extensible. So you could have a compact configuration when you approach the station, and you can have a large configuration when you're traveling. In order to give more comfort to the passengers, no?
Yeah.
But I think it would be very expensive, and it would introduce fragility. So I'm not in favor, at least at the beginning, maybe for future. But
that's true. Yeah.
Yes, it is the prototype, and I will design it in.
yes.
I will make some sketches how it will look like inside and so on.
Yes, we have to understand how it will be the habitat inside.
Yeah, the habitat inside.
Yeah.
So it must be some sort of hotel.
Yes.
A small hotel, because it is, of course, for a travel of, let me say, 4 days.
Yeah.
It's a long travel.
Yes. So we could also think about a kitchen inside.
Yes, a small kitchen, of course. Yeah. Small kitchen. Yeah. That's a good idea. Yeah. That's a good idea.
Food, to prepare food.
Yeah.
Yes, it's fine.
And you have also some medical things on board.
Yes. But okay, so you thought that all of the 3 modules are suitable for passengers?
Yes.
Okay.
Each module is where have I? 6. Yes, of course.
Yeah,
for
6
passengers.
Yes.
And for 2 members of the crew. So we have one module for approximately 8 people.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes, living there for a journey of maybe 4 days.
With cabins inside each
I
person.
am not sure if yes, I will make some design, and maybe there are some cabins. But
yes.
this is the next step.
You have to
This is the
understand.
next step. Yeah.
Understand how to organize the shape and the space inside. Yes.
Yeah.
And also, of course, the hygienic service should be in each model.
Yes, of course. And it must be independent.
And the shower,
of course, you have
too.
water and so on.
And a shower too.
A shower.
Yeah, a small hotel.
A shower, a toilet, a shower,
Yes.
water.
Yes.
And some nutrition.
Small hotel.
A small hotel, yeah.
Yeah.
It's more like a ship.
Yes, it is more like a ship. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
A yacht.
Yes, if you had a ship. A sailing ship, for example.
Yes. Because you have to consider that now we are accustomed to travel long distances by plane.
Yeah.
But in the past, means not so long ago, some decades ago, there were normally travels with cruise, not only cruise ships, but transport ships.
Yeah.
That were where people lived for some days, because usually, for instance,
for weeks, of course.
For weeks for the long travel,
for weeks,
but
for
for
for going to Mars.
Yeah.
If you're going to Mars, you will definitely need simulated gravity. You can't have people going out there being weightless for the whole journey and then suddenly having to adapt to even Mars gravity.
Yeah.
In the original NASA proposal, in which they were going to do that, it was reckoned they would have to spend 2 days acclimatizing themselves to the gravity.
Yeah.
Whereas if you can go out under simulated gravity, that is not necessary. I mean, you could use a variant of Island Zero for that. And you could even adjust the time of revolution, so that by the time you arrived at Mars, you would actually be at 0.3 G. So you'd already be
38% of the Earth's gravity is at Mars.
Yeah.
Is at Mars.
Yeah.
And if you make the rotation slower and slower, if you are approaching Mars, at Mars you can make it slower, and you can adapt humans to the Martian gravity.
Could be done for the moon too.
Oh, I know.
For the moon also. For the moon also.
One other question. Yeah. One other question. So what about radiation shielding once you're out beyond the Earth's magnetosphere?
I think water is a very good isolator, and
okay.
I think
fine.
Yeah,
happy with
the
that.
best one.
Unless we will have magnetic generators that generate a shield, a magnetic
That's
shield.
another possibility, or perhaps have used both to some degree.
But I think that by now it is a little bit science fiction.
Yeah.
So if we want this thing to fly in few years, I think the water will be the logical choice.
Yeah.
But also, if it is intended only for cislunar space, so 3-4 days of travel, you need shielding, but not so much. You could need some shielding.
Yeah.
you need it, but you don't need full shielding, or maybe a higher shielding only in some places in case of a solar storm.
Yes, yes, in case of solar storms, you need more shielding. But
But
I think water is a very good insulator.
water is perfect.
Yeah.
Yes, yes.
I mean, I've suggested this for units as well, that you have the outer wall is combined of I don't know what a suitable term would be, modules or something, but they'd be placed around there so that they would form this wall, outer wall. But the point is, you could also use the water and recycling it, so it serves two purposes.
Yeah.
It would be a water reservoir, of course.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, sure.
Cool.
Well, I think we could maybe write the requirements of this thing, because the design is beautiful, but we should try to to rationalize all what we are thinking about, and to prepare a paper. Werner, what do you think?
Yes, I will do this in the next month.
Great, excellent.
It's my intention.
Excellent.
Okay, so I think this
That's
is
fine.
much more easy here and simple. Okay, this it was.
I'm happy that we are thinking also to transport, because the community is
It is.
transport, mining, and industry. So
It's necessary, It's
Yes.
necessary,
Yes.
Okay, I stop the sharing
Okay.
the screen. Okay.
So, okay, what else? We are working to the paper. I think maybe Alberto will begin now in these days to put together our paper for the data centers for IAC in Sydney. And Alberto is thinking to go to Sydney.
I'm considering, not decided yet, but there is a possibility that I go.
And if so, I think he will give that paper, because I think I will not go to Sydney this year. And so we also will have another paper. So I think is the UN flag on the moon, the other paper, but I'm not sure. Let me check. My God. International workshop. IAC 2025 papers.
Yes, it is.
UN space. No, the critical review is the critical review of the UN Space 2030 agenda. They didn't accept the UN flag on the moon.
Okay.
It was not accepted. So I think I will start preparing, because until now with the Italian Congress in Catanzaro, I was not able to think about the papers, but now I will start working, and there is not very much to work, because the document is done, the amendments, but we have to present it. We cannot simply present the amendments. We have to present to make a presentation and present our critical review in some way. And of course, we will see within the co-authors who can be available to present it. Okay, but this is not a topic for this meeting today, so I will think about that tomorrow. I think we also have a paper about ethos, right, Ghanim?
Yes.
You will present. You will go to Sydney, right?
Yes, I will.
Okay, so you will present that. And
It's an interactive presentation, actually.
It's only an interactive presentation.
Yes.
Well, the critical review will be an oral presentation. So maybe you could also present the critical review of the Space 2030 agenda. Let's see. Don't know if there are other. I don't know if you are co-author in that or not. Maybe yes. Okay. Have to see the abstracts, not the papers. Abstracts. Oh my God. Okay. Let me check. Co-authors. Okay. So the co-authors are Amalie Sinclair, Marie-Louise, Werner Foing, Alberto Cavallo, Thomas Matula, Werner Grandl, and Jerry Stone. Oh, so any of us can present the paper, Space 2030 Agenda Critical Review. Good. All of us are co-authors there. But not Ghanim.
Not
Why
me,
not?
yeah.
Is a forgiveness, probably. By the way, also the COPWAS 68 General Assembly is going to start in the next days, right? Next will be next
Wednesday next week.
Wednesday next week, yeah.
Yeah.
Also there we will have two small speeches. You know that only 3-minute speeches are allowed now, not anymore 5 minutes, but 3 minutes, because UNUSA had to reduce the time of the real-time translation because they don't have money. So they had to reduce the time for the time of the work assembly, only 8 days and not 10, and also the time of the speeches. However, we have two speeches. One is made by Amelie, and I think she's going there and she will present there. And the other one is the critical review of the Space 2030 agenda. And I don't know when. Yeah, we know which are the items that they choose for our two speeches, but we don't know yet in which days they will place our speeches. I think they will communicate it before the beginning. I don't know. We have to see who can give the other speech on the critical review. Okay, so this is more or less all what we have to do in the next months. I think this paper on the transport system, space-to-space transport system, is a very good thing, and something that maybe nobody is thinking about in the world so far. And what else could we think about? Let's just to put on the table some other arguments, other topics that maybe we could start thinking about.
What about giving a review of the possible future of NASA and space exploration in view of the ridiculous proposals from the Trump administration on cutting their funding? As far as I can see, Trump will go down in history as the person who caused the most damage to America and to space exploration.
Yeah, that's true. So what you have in mind is a kind of political statement.
Yes,
position paper.
which I'm sure would actually generate a huge amount of discussion.
Yeah, I see. Yeah, I would say I am 100% in agreement with the necessity to develop something like that. First thought to come up to my mind. Second thought is that we will not put our feet in in the States until
Yeah.
Trump is there, because they will immediately look at our notes in their database about us and send us back to Europe. Well, no, I don't know. We have to think about, because remember
Yeah, okay.
we have 52 members in the USA, and what can I
But
say?
presumably they are people who are supportive of space exploration.
Yes, no, what I was saying is that there is a dictatorship now in America. We have to recognize that,
Yes.
and to make our mind about that. That means that if we publicly take position very critical toward the Trump administration, our members, some of our members in the U.S. could be in danger.
Yeah, well,
So I don't know.
I know we have to tread very carefully on something like this. It would be nice if we could just concentrate on the science.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, I will not be going to ISDC, and I won't be going to IAU. There's no way I can afford that. What I'm currently working on actually is a follow-on from a presentation that I'm giving. Well, I've got 7 bookings so far this year. 2025 is the 10th anniversary of the New Horizons flyby of Pluto. And back then, I gave my presentation, Is Pluto a Planet, 18 times around the country. I even mocked up a T-shirt with my tour dates on the back of it, and I really should have had that printed. But what I do is I look in detail at the IAU definition of a planet, and quite simply I tear it to shreds. I show that it's an absolutely useless definition. And as a result, moving on from the presentation, I'm drafting a proposal for the IAU on how to go about doing something about this huge controversy over the status of Pluto and the other objects. So that's a major piece of work for me at the moment. I mean, it's more astronomy than space exploration, but I'd be happy to do it as a presentation for SRI if you're interested at some time.
A webinar.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Send me an abstract, and we will
Okay. Yeah.
Maybe the end
Because
of the
what I can do is demonstrate how, according to that definition, if you follow it accurately, that the solar system only has 2 planets. That shows you what a load of rubbish it is.
Okay.
Yeah.
I see.
Yeah, okay, I'll send you something, Adriana.
Okay, but yeah, thank you very much. By the way, we started to think about our Congress next year. We have the 4th SRI World Congress.
Yeah.
It will take place in Berlin, together with the Science and Art Festival at the Archenhold Observatory. And yeah, Alberto and myself, while we were traveling on the train to Catanzaro, we made a first sketch, a first skeleton of the call for papers. So we thought about the tracks that we could put, and of course the main tracks will be inspired by our committees. And okay, I can also show it, Alberto. Can I show it?
Yes.
Why not? Because all committees are involved in this thing. So, okay, let me look for that. Congress. Dove diavolo è Congress? Oh, no. Congress. Fourth World Congress. Call for papers. Okay, I will share it. This is not a big document that we made. There are only titles so far, but okay. Share. Good. We have asked our questions to ourselves. Should be conceptual or budgetary. We said conceptual because we will not ask our speakers to go in details in the business plans and the costs, feasibility, and so on. We will only think about concepts, only ask them for concepts. Will it be focused on development or exploration, and of course development, because we are giving also in our thesis we will indicate the priority of the geolunar space industrialization. Technical details, yes, but with low resolution. So don't go too much inside the big objects. If not talking about human requirements and what are the priorities thinking about civilian space development. So we will have by now we thought about 4 sessions. The Congress thesis, status of civilization and perspective of expansion into space, and this is the most critical thing to do. Critics of both the regressive green transition and the techno-authoritarian policies, because both are anti-humanist. Priority of geolunar industrialization, priority of developing in space more than on planets, priority of human life safeguarding and human rights in space. So these are just some main bullet points, let me say. But then, of course, when we start writing, other things will come up. Then technical sessions. We thought about a space law and 18 SDG session. Space habitats, living in space, transport, mining, industry, near Earth objects and space debris, and target young generations. So we will take our committees as a basis for our call for papers. And as you see, in these four tracks, there is also an idea of rationalization of the committees. That is what we are already doing. Space Law and 18 SDGs are meeting together. So the space habitats and living in space. And so this committee and, well, of course, Target Young Generation is alone, let me say, but is self-motivating. Then we will have a session on space philosophy. And here I hope that Marie-Louise and the other members of the Space Philosophy Committee will give their contribution. And then we will have space art, visual, music, literary, multimedia. So this is what we have written about the space arts. Of course, there are other arts that maybe should be added. Theater, for instance, why not? Well, cinema is part of the visual multimedia, I think. I don't know, but yeah.
Visual, no, I think cinema.
Maybe add the cinema? Should we?
Multimedia is already including
cinema.
Yes.
Okay.
So otherwise we have too many.
Yeah, that's true. So this is the basic idea by now. I can share this this small document now, and if we have other ideas, we can add it.
The Congress will be in Berlin in June 2026, right?
Yes, yes.
Or maybe in July, we don't know yet.
Well, I think we already have chosen a date, but I don't remember where. In some meeting, I have to see the minutes of the last meetings, because I think we have chosen a date. Maybe on the board, maybe in the board meeting. I think
so. Yes, in the board meeting we discussed it. I'm not sure.
Okay,
if there is a date.
I can go and see. Why not? Let me check. And board meetings. Oh my God. 2025. So the last one is the 27th of May. 3 board meeting. Let's see.
Says early July. No, early July 2024. No, what is it? It's a mistake.
No.
2.7.
2.7. Okay, this is wrong. July 2024, of course. We cannot travel in the time by now. So this will be 2026, okay. Scheduled for early July. So, okay, early July means the first week of July, something like that. Okay.
Hey.
Okay. So, okay, thinking about the Congress, I think the transport that we were discussing today could be one of the papers, and then maybe we could think, each one of us could think about other papers to present to our Congress, and to IAC, of course, in Antalya next year in Turkey. Good. It's 10 o'clock.
Yeah.
So
Fine.
our goal is to make 1 hour meetings, and this would be good. If we don't have any other things for today.
When shall we make our next meeting of this committee? Adriano, what do you think?
Let me see. I think that I have already scheduled the dates.
Yeah, we have the Living in Space and Space Habitats Committee at September the 3rd.
That's a long way off.
Committees, board meeting. Allora. Okay, this is, yeah, it was scheduled for yesterday, but yesterday I was traveling and I was not able to think about a meeting. Is the 24th of September.
The 24th, it's also a Wednesday.
It's a Tuesday. Yep. It's a Tuesday, I think.
No, it's a Wednesday.
Okay, so I'm wrong. The calendar, the online calendar is wrong then.
For me, both is possible. So September the 23rd may be a possible date for our next meeting, if everyone agrees.
Because the 24th is not possible?
It's also possible. Well,
yeah,
it's also possible, yeah.
I can do either date.
I think it is very close to the IAC.
Yes, this is the problem, yeah.
Well, let's
IAC starts on the 29th.
Start on 29. So, okay, 24.
Following Monday.
24 is a little bit less than 1 week before. But so, okay, we can put it on. I don't know why I didn't put it on Tuesday, because it's written Tuesday, but let me check in the calendar if there is something against.
We could also take the 17th of September. It's also a Wednesday.
Allora, agosto, settembre.
Yes, maybe it's better.
You know why? I see why. Because the UN General Assembly 80 is
this is the problem.
From the 9th of September to the 23rd of September. That's why I choose the 24th. But however, let me say, it will not be a problem for us, because I think nobody of us will go to New York this year.
No, I will not.
No, I mean, neither.
I definitely will not. No.
So if we want to, if we want to make it the 23, I think we can do it. Is one day before, a little bit more distant from the city.
Yes.
Okay, let's change it.
Yes, it's okay.
Good. Let's close.
Yes.
Okay. So thank you very much for joining.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Jerry, you're
okay.
sure? You're sure you have other things? Because normally when we close, you say, no.
No, that's okay.
Everything okay?
The only thing I would have said was that the 16th and the 17th of September I'm not available for either day.
Okay.
I
Good.
put the 23rd in my diary.
The third is okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Ciao, ciao. Ciao a
Okay,
tutti.
thank you.
Bye.
Ciao,
And
ciao,
I'll
ciao.
send you that abstract.
Yeah,
Okay.
thank you.
Okay.